Okay, so as you know, we've been talking about, we're moving into rational expressions and eventually rational equations, okay? But first we're just going to focus on expressions, not the equations. Equations, when you graph equations, they are significantly different than the graphs that we've done so far, which makes them fun and sometimes a little confusing, right? But they're cool. But so we're not going to go there yet. We're just going to look at expressions, simplifying rational expressions. So a rational expression is a ratio, right? Ratio, and every ratio is a fraction. Every fraction is a ratio, right? So if I wrote something like this, 5x over x squared plus 3x. And I asked you to simplify this. So this is my first example. All right, and I asked you to simplify this.
Is this
make it
rational
negative.
expressions are
Right.
fine?
It would just be 2x over x squared.
Wait, say what? Yeah?
Wouldn't you move 3x up, it would be negative, and then it would be 2x over x squared?
That's a good question. Now, if that plus sign wasn't there, then you could do that.
Oh, but it's... No, that won't.
Didn't we do this at the beginning of at the end of last
Could you multiply that whole bottom thing by negative?
You know, we might have. I don't remember. We did we?
This seems vaguely.
Okay, but it's going to be, that's great if you have, because it'll mean we'll go faster, right? And I can throw more at you, which is good, because
We didn't learn it here.
these are really fun. These are really fun. Okay, so the rule of thumb, it's like I have this little cheat sheet here. Basically, this is what I'm going to suggest you do. Number one, factor the numerator if possible. Numerator if possible. Is that on here? Okay. Number two, factor denominator if possible. If possible. Right? Number three, where did I put? Okay, cross out matching factors upstairs and downstairs. I know a math, if a college math teacher ever heard me say upstairs and downstairs, they would cringe. But that's okay, that's what I do.
Why? That's okay. That's what I do.
Okay, and then write the simplified fraction, right? What is that? Oh, yeah, fraction. And then there's one more step. The fifth step. We're going to talk about this in just a minute. Sorry.
Thank you.
Sorry. So write the simplified fraction, and the last step is find the excluded value. Okay? Those steps are really important. Okay?
What?
Those steps are really important. Yes.
I don't get it. Why would they cringe?
What?
Why would they cringe?
Why what?
Why would college professors cringe?
Oh, because upstairs, downstairs, they're numerators and denominators.
It's not a mathematical term.
But okay, so let's look at this. Let's follow this as we do these and just see what we can do. Can I factor 5x? Can I simplify that? Can I factor it anyway? No, it's just 5 times x. There's nothing there's no greatest common factor. I can't pull anything out, right? Nothing I can do there. Can I factor this? How? I can factor out an x, right? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put equals. I'm going to put 5x up here. And then down here I'm going to put an x, parenthesis. I have x plus 3. You agree with me? All right. So now we have done number 1 and number 2. Now it says cross out matching factors upstairs and downstairs.
X and X.
X and X. See, now here I couldn't because I have a plus sign here, right? But here I can because it's X times a blob. So as long as X times something, I can cross out upstairs and downstairs, right? So this X, not the 5, but the X can cross out, and this X can cross out, because X over X is 1, right? So really, my final answer is just 5 over X plus 3. That looks much easier. Now, so that's what I did. We crossed out, and then we wrote the simplified fraction. So that's my answer. But the answer actually needs one more piece before I can put a big box around it. And the last piece is this. Find the excluded value. What does it mean to exclude? To keep out, right? It's like, it's like if I was going to exclude Emma from this classroom, she would not be able to get in that door, right? But I would never do that because I love Emma. She's awesome, right? I wouldn't do that to her. But in fractions, totally different story. What do we always have to exclude? What value do we always have to exclude from a denominator in a fraction? 0. Why?
Because then it's undefined.
It's undefined, right? And then we can't do anything with an undefined fraction. It's like we're lost. We got to just stop. Like, end of problem, right? We can't even do anything, right? So you can't have a value of 0 in the denominator.
You can have -3 as the excluded value.
Right, so what you do to find your excluded value is you go back to the very first one that you actually factored, right? I don't start here. I don't say my excluded value here. What would be my excluded value here? What would X have to be for this to be 0? -3. So -3 is an excluded value. I can't have X be -3, right? Everybody's clear on that. But I'm not looking at the whole thing. I can't start from here when I'm finding my excluded value. I have to come back to where I first factored the denominator. Does it make sense?
So the second.
The second move, right? Or the first move, really. The second thing, right? Written is there. And that says X times X plus 3. And I'm saying that cannot equal 0, right? Does that make sense? So I'm going to do this. I'm going to set it equal to 0, and I'm going to solve for 0. I'm going to solve for X when X equals 0. When this equals 0. So I know what it cannot equal. Does that make sense? Because if it equals 0, if I find out what X is, to make this equal 0,
Is this finding the excluded value?
yes, this is finding the excluded value. That's what we're doing right now. We are finding the excluded value. All right, so I'm going to say if A times B equals 0, then either A equals 0, which is X is equal to 0, or X plus 3 is equal to 0. So either X is equal to 0 or X is equal to -3. Those are the excluded values. If X were 0, if X were 0, I would have 0 plus 0, right? And it would be a 0 denominator. It would be a 0 denominator. So it'd be,
-3, you have 9 plus a -9. Yeah.
say again.
Yeah, if the X was -3, then you have 9 plus -9.
Right. You'd have 9
plus
9 minus 9, which would be 0, right? So, but this is easier to do it this way, to factor first, right? And then just say, oh, well, either X is 0 or X is -3, right? So that is actually part of what you box in, right? So those are my answers. That's my answer,
The way you do it is
right? A really nice box.
It's a boomerang.
It's a shoe. It's a boot.
it's a
It's a really long shoe.
That's a sock.
It stands over.
Gary, can we do those rational boots again? Those are really fun,
No, it's a boomerang.
right? It's pretty easy, and they're really fun. They're really fun to do. I like them. I love them. I love doing them. Oh, they're like doing a crossword puzzle where you know the answers to everything. Like, right? You can, then you feel really smart.
Well, we're like, you look them all up online.
And you show the guys from Texas on the airplane. Look at me, I got my crossword puzzle, right?
The guys from
Right?
Texas on the
And
What do they have to do with that? I don't get it.
I don't know what I'm
There
saying.
was a guy from
Okay,
Texas.
so let's try another one. Let's try.
Those big boots.
Yeah,
Um,
expression.
Let's try this one. This one won't be as fun.
Oh, about rational expression.
8x plus 12. Where are we? Okay, we're good. All right. What can I do? Can I factor the numerator? No, I can't. Can I factor the denominator? So I'm going to keep the numerator the same. Can I factor the denominator?
Yes.
Yes. What could it be?
4.
4 parenthesis x plus 3, right? Okay. Now what can I do?
You cross out 4.
I could cross out the 4s, right?
Wait, Gary, how is it 4?
Yeah.
Did I do that wrong? Oh, I did that. Sorry. 2. Sorry about that. 2x plus 3. Right?
Yeah.
Did I do that right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Yeah. So now we have 4 and 4. I can cross out the 4s. So my final answer is x squared over 2x plus 3. Now I have to find my excluded value. So I don't start here. I go to here. And actually we'll see that it's going to be sort of the same as there because it doesn't have a variable in this one, right? So I've got 4 times 2x plus 3 equals 0. Well, either 4 equals 0, which it doesn't, right?
Or does it?
2x plus 3 equals 0. So that's the only option I have. 2x plus 3 equals 0. So I'm going to subtract 3, right? So I have 2x equals negative 3. Divide by 2, I got x is equal to negative 3 halves. So I know that that is my excluded value.
But it's only that because there's not a variable, because 4 isn't a thing. 4 can't be
Right.
0, right?
You can't, 4 can be 0, right? So that's my answer.
Oh, look, it's another rational boot.
Another rational boot.
Oh, yeah.
I've never done this before. This is really cool. I'm sorry. There's a new thing to everything, It's like very cool. All right. All right.
Irrational.
May I erase?
Nope.
Nope. Did you write these down, Liam? You did? Okay, good.
Not race. Irrational.
All right. Now we're going to start doing the more fun ones.
All right, go ahead, Gary.
I love these. These are the ones I really like. Okay? Can I erase?
Whenever you say fun, I sound hard. It sounds hard.
What?
Whenever you say fun, I hear hard.
Tough.
No, you don't get it.
Do you like
You know, these are really fun.
things that are
These are really impossible.
processes hard?
These are
Okay. All right, number 3. We got 2x plus 8 over x squared plus 7x plus 12.
Oh no.
This is
There's
where
3 of them.
these are fun, you guys. You're going to love these. All right,
Oh my god.
so you put an equal sign. Can I factor the numerator?
Yes.
Yes.
What?
X plus. No.
2.
Yeah.
2x plus 4.
2x plus 4. Can I factor the denominator?
No.
Maybe.
Maybe.
4 and 3?
You might.
Yeah, it's like
Maybe.
square.
No. Maybe.
Maybe. Thank
Can
you.
you make it?
No. Yes. Yes, you can.
Can you
Yes.
factor,
4 and 3, right?
Yeah,
X
so.
plus 4
Yeah.
and x plus 3.
It's just,
Right.
yeah, it's still
This
an
is a trinomial, right? A quadratic trinomial. You guys know how to factor
3
these.
of them.
Factors of 12 that add to 7,
4 and 3.
right? 4 and 3. So
Then
this
you
could
can cross out
be
the blobs.
x plus 4. Oh! What is x plus 3? We have matching blobs, you guys.
Yay.
This is
Blobs.
amazing,
Quick, Gary.
right? Matching blobs.
Blobs must be
So we cross out our blobs, and that is such a fun thing to do, by the way. Crossing out our blobs. And then 2 over x plus 3.
Yay.
Oh my god, that's so much easier than this mess, right? That's
Wait,
great.
And then the excluded values are.
And now, yeah, now.
the-
So now, don't say that that's the excluded value is based on this. You go to the first
So
time
it's
you,
negative 4 and negative 3.
right. So it's going to be x plus 4 times x plus 3 equals 0, that means either x is equal to -4 or -3. So that's my excluded value.
It's the boot.
It's the boot.
Now it's like a
Oh,
sock.
it's a hockey stick. Can we do the rational hockey sticks again, please?
Rational.
Gary, this is a video.
Oh, shoot. This is a video? Oh, no.
Don't see it.
I hope all this is not on it. Okay, good. All right.
We're the only ones that are gonna watch it. So
Well, no, actually, if you look at some of the
There's like
videos
11
from last year,
I watched this. Yeah, one of them has like 160.
no, there's several that have like over 200 views, and it's not from us because we don't watch
No,
it.
the one that they
On
posted
mine, you mean?
yesterday
My
had one
videos?
view when I watched it, and I was like,
Gary, you're going viral.
Well, his old students are also.
I do actually. I actually
Keep those
get.
on forever.
I actually get.
times.
I actually get emails, from people from all over the country and sometimes over the world,
you're turning into the next
thanking
Colin
me,
guy.
for my
Yeah.
videos. So
Yeah,
it's
the
like,
next Colin guy.
I figure if you guys don't like them, at least somebody does, right?
You
know?
should make Gary Academy.
Full Reader
Full
Rational Academy.
Reader Academy, yes.
Full Reader Academy.
These are so much fun. Let's do another one.
What if I gave you? Hang on one second.
Gary, you're on a video.
Whoa, really?
2x. Okay, hang on.
No,
Give me a second.
Really.
Can
Let's-
Tiana advertise?
Yeah.
Go advertise, Tiana. Go advertise for cat
Okay.
food.
Hang on. 1 second. Give me a
Let's
second.
do Brought to you in part
Tybalt.
by
You buy Tiana.
Tybalt.
Tiana and
Tybalt, the king of cats.
Tybalt's dead.
Tybalt's already been stabbed.
Yes, to the Tybalt's.
Oh well. Oh well. Tybalt's name lives on.
What about Mercutio?
Yeah,
Oh, wait,
because
no,
he's
dead
the
too.
best name
Yeah,
in
Mercutio's dead.
What about Romeo? Oh, he's dead too.
Yeah, and Juliet, they're all gone.
Everybody died.
We just spoiled it.
Brought to you in part by. It's like Sesame Street. This is brought to you by the letter W.
Okay.
Oh no, that's too big.
Okay. Okay. Sorry. That was a commercial. Now we're back. Okay.
Now back.
Okay.
No, it's
Can I factor the numerator?
yes. X4
4
times X
x minus 7. Can I factor the denominator? How many terms do you see?
Hang on.
1, 2, 4. It's a 4.
Factor by
Gary, don't.
Oh, grouping.
grouping.
Gary, don't.
So I'm going to just do it right here for a second. So I have 2x squared, and I can factor out, so that's x minus 7 plus, I could factor out a 1 out of x minus 7 and get x minus 7. That's awesome. So here we go. So I can factor out an x minus 7 out of both of these. So I'll have an x minus 7 times 2x squared plus 1. Am I losing you?
Yes.
You guys know this stuff.
No, this is easy.
Factor by grouping. I just factored greatest common factor out of that. I factored the greatest common factor of 1 out of that. And so now I can factor, these two terms have an x minus 7, and I can factor out the x minus 7.
And then
So-
cross out the x minus 7.
And so I have left over 2x squared plus 1. So now I can cross out my blob, my matching blob, and my final answer is 4 over 2x squared plus 1. So the only problem with this one is it's going to be a little harder to find the excluded value on this one. So I'm not going to go into it right now because we don't have time. But that would be the simplified answer, But to find the excluded value, it's just going to be a little harder.
Yeah, wouldn't it be like x minus 7 equals
like
0 or 2x squared plus 1 equals 0?
Square
And then you
root
just
of
solve?
1/2 n.
Oh wait.
See, look at this,
X
2x
equals
squared
7
plus
square
1.
root of 1/2.
If I subtract equals 0, right?
So
If I subtracted 1,
and
let's
then you
just
divide
try
by
this.
2 and x squared
If
equals
I
1/2
subtracted 1,
square root of 1/2.
shh, guys, it's too noisy, equals -1, and I divided by 2, I'd have x squared is equal to negative 1/2.
That'd be unsolvable. You can't.
And now I square root both sides. What's the problem?
There's a negative. That doesn't work.
Ooh.
So it technically has only one solution.
It's wait no yeah negative.
No, because 7 can.
Yeah, it's 7 is one of them.
Yeah, seven,
So Nate, what does that mean?
He doesn't understand.
So wouldn't it just be 7?
Does it mean surely there's a solution, because if x were 1, this would be fine, right? But to find an excluded value, there is not an excluded value.
X would square root of negative 1.
So there's no excluded value. That's what it means, right?
How would that work?
Thank you, Nate. That's right. That makes sense.
7 is the only.
Yeah, 7.
What?
7.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
X minus
Oh,
seven.
right. I forgot. See, I did what I told you not to do. I started looking at just the end. Don't do that. You got to go back to the first time you factored it. So there is no way to turn that into 0, right? There's nothing I could make x to make this equal 0. But I could make x 7 to make this 0, which would then make that 0. So yeah, so I would say x cannot equal 7.
Wait, but how does that work?
Oh, by the way, I don't know if I said that on the others, but that's what you say. The excluded value is x cannot equal 7. Does that make sense?
Wait, but that would be 2 times 49 plus 1 equals 0.
Yeah, but it's because of this,
Oh, right.
right? It's because of that. All right, so that's it. So that is it, and I'm going to give you the homework, and we are done with the lecture.